Good morning. We're starting now the morning prayer in conjunction with the headquarters of the World Masonic Church of Africa of the 22nd of September 2020. A maximum into the Masonic prayer and the Lord's Prayer.
Aka amahara ni kanzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Memiyoya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi harani misogi haraitamo. Toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumi kengare o. Harai tamae kiyome tamae to maosu koto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi furi tatete. Kikoshi meseto kashikomi mo maosu. Irokuo Mikami Mamori Tamae Sakiae Tamae Mirokuo Mikami Mamori Tamae Sakiae Tamae Oshie Miyoya Nushino Kami Mamori Tamae Sakiae Tamae Oshie Miyoya Nushino Kami Mamori Tamae Sakiae Tamae Kamnagara Tamachi Haimase Kamnagara Tamachi Haimase O Supreme God, Creator and Giver of all life, O Supreme God, Creator and Giver of all life, by Thy divine will, the long age of night has come to an end. Thou art releasing Thy direct light to live the glorious new age for which mankind has long been yearning. We thank Thee for guiding us to Thy divine light program. We thank Thee for the privilege of receiving and channeling Thy light. May our spirits and bodies be illumined and cleansed. May we live the precept Thou hast given us through Meshu Sama. Make us pure channels of Thy divine light, blessing those with whom we come in contact. May Thy plan for the new era of light be fulfilled, and peace, health, and plenty become a reality. Great God of light, bless us and protect us, and give expansive radiance to our souls. Our Father who art in heaven, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Let us receive joy. End of joy. Teaching of Meshusema. Evildoers are fools. What is an evil person? Needless to say, he is the opposite of a good person. An evil man thinks nothing of sacrificing others for his own benefits, and there are some who even seem to do so simply for amusement. Let us analyze such individuals. We have often heard evildoers say, "Let us lead short but narrow lives." I think they know that an evil deed becomes known thousands miles off, as the Japanese saying goes, that they cannot keep their negative acts secret forever. So they do these things with full knowledge of their negativity and with awareness that they are doing it when discovered. When we speak of wrongdoing, some people may think we refer to the evil committed by rascals in the streets, or of robbers, beggars, or murderers, but we are not referring solely to these people, These days, some individuals of high status who dare to do evil deeds, which seem to be quite dangerous. Since World War II ended, many scandalous things such as the withholding of necessities for exorbitant profits, illegal sales, tax evasion, and bribery have been reported in the newspapers and magazines. We often wonder on reading these accounts, why had such a prominent person committed a deed that is so bad that he has been sent to jail? Why do such individuals do evil things? They commit such acts, of course, thinking that if they succeed in deceiving others cleverly, their deeds will not become known. But far from it, the evil is inevitably exposed. This is because everything in the physical world is witnessed in the spiritual world by God and all the divine beings. This is what I mean when I say repeatedly, those who have no faith are dangerous people. Even individuals who have attained considerably high status in the world do not always realize this important fact. Once their acts are exposed and they are proved to be guilty, evildoers lose their standing in society, and it takes many years for them to retrieve it, if they ever do. There are some who are obliged to live all the rest of their lives in oblivion. Think about the fact that the losses they incur can amount to many times, maybe 20 or 30 times, more than the gain they have made through dishonest means. During the Meiji era in Japan, there was During the Meiji era in Japan, there was a notorious burglar, Sadakichi Shimizu, who always went armed. I heard that when he was caught, he recited something like this: "I now realize burglary is the worst business, for it just does not pay. When I counted all the money I had stolen to date, I found that it amounted to only about half a yen a day." Even during the Meiji era, when prices were extremely low, I am certain that at that rate burglary was not worthwhile. As you see from the above examples, such evil deeds do not pay. from the financial as well as from the spiritual standpoint. Moreover, holders have to live with such anxieties that they cannot sleep in peace until their evil deeds are exposed. Thus, nothing is as senseless as wrongdoing. This is why I say evildoers are fools. April 30, 1949.
Testimony of Faith of Sister Luisa Lusinga. My name is Luisa Lusinga. I am 46 years old and give service as the head of Sangetsu. I was guided to the World Messianic Church of Angola in 2007 by Mrs. Elena, a full member of the church. The testimony of faith I would like to share with you is related to the profound cleaning. A year ago, my husband passed away and my children stopped dedicating, saying that if a spell got to our dad, who gave service so tirelessly, how will we escape? They started hating their uncle, their father's brother, accusing him of using magic to kill his brother. Even though we are neighbors, my sons cut ties and hated him a lot. Sometime later, they started having bad dreams with his uncle. One of the boys, every time he went to bed, dreamt with his uncle asphyxiating him. Other times, he dreamed of his father coming to him. The other one ran away of his room because every time he woke up, he was undressed and did not know who unclothed him. We were desperate. A lot of times we thought of abandoning the church since we were not seeing changes. My children asked me to move away from this house, but I did not agree. Stubbornly, in the following day, they left very early to look for a house so we could rent. Having spent the whole day looking and unable to find one, they returned home very tired. At home, they asked me, "Mom, what are we going to do?" I answered them, "Let us place this problem in God's hands." They disagreed, saying, "Dad spent his life placing all his problems in God's hands, but he left us. What about us?" One day, I was surprised by a visit from a family member of my late husband, who came with a man carrying a chicken. When they came, they shared their preoccupations, asking me to let the healer make a treatment of the house. Since they had already brought the healer, I allowed it. He began to shake the chicken in every room of the house, which, according to him, was to get rid of all of the demons that were in there. During the treatment, he also stated that the two family members, with the help of very strong sangomas, were the basis of all our suffering. He added, in addition, this old white man is also contributing because of this altar, or all the elders of her husband's family. He suggested we get rid of the altar, and I immediately said no. It is worth mentioning that at this stage, no one cared about praying, and the Jure Center had been abandoned for some time. We didn't even open the church to clean it, so everything was getting dusty. One day, in a dream, 3 people I know came with the mission to kill me. Immediately, I began to pray, saying, "Messiah Meshusama, please save me." Suddenly, someone appeared and advised me to run to an abandoned house. And when I got there, I realized it was the Jore Center, which was completely dirty. When I woke up in the morning, afraid, I quickly called the center head of another Jore Center, who the very next day came with the minister of the area, who listened to all our sufferings and answered all our questions, especially those from my children. Thank God, after everything was explained to us, the cleaning of the house, deep reflection, and the flower workshop, the blessings came swiftly. My son's business had been stopped for months due to a lack of customers. But after the minister's visit, business started to thrive again. My children, who carried so much hatred for their uncle and intended to attack him, are now able to thank him, and all the resentment has disappeared. We could not sleep without having bad dreams. Today, the house has a pleasant spiritual environment. We had abandoned the Jore Center using COVID-19 as an excuse. We managed to awaken to the importance of the prayers, practice of Jore, daily cleaning of the Jore Center, visits, cleaning, and religious assistance in houses. I was unable to sell anything, and my business always had losses. Today, I am managing to sell and make some profits. My children had a huge debt that worried me a lot. Thank God the situation was overcome and the difficulties eased. With all these changes, I learned that there's no greater force than that can overcome the light of Messiah Meshama, capable of purifying our deepest spiritual clouds. I, sorry. I also learned that this path of salvation is the fastest and most effective way to get our ancestors out of the torments of hell. I thank God, the Messiah Meshama, and my ancestors for the permission to know this path of salvation. Thank you very much.
Greetings from the Vice President of the World Messianic Church of South Africa, Minister Paulo Paulo Cesar.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'm very happy for this opportunity and this permission to be with you all here once again in this morning service of the World Messianic Church of South Africa. In the name of our President, Reverend Claudio Cristiano Noel Pinheiro, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you for all the effort that you have been doing in expanding the light and the gospel of Meshusama throughout the whole South Africa, Africa, and the whole world. We just heard a wonderful testimony of faith that has to do with an internal change and a change in the soul. We also heard a very deep teaching of Meshusama that relates to this phase that we are passing now. Now that we are on the verge of the preparation of our ancestor service, it's the day after tomorrow, 10 a.m. at our headquarters in Pretoria. You can attend either personally by being there just before 10 a.m. or you can also attend it online via Facebook or our channel on YouTube. But more important than that, we can see our preparation as it was said either by the testimony of faith or the teaching of Meshusama. We can realize that the problems that humanity has comes from far, far, far away. Even the problems that Mishu Sama was saying, the teachings, how people behave, is the same that we face today. We just had an example for the testimony of faith. By using the excuse of COVID-19, which we all must be very careful and follow the guidance of the government, we also have a mission to accomplish. And within our hearts, within our spirits, we have to look for a way to fulfill our missions. I remember when I was a kid, I was about 10, 11 years old. I was watching TV one day. My mother came to me and said, "Can you go please to the supermarket?" The supermarket was 1 block away from my house where I grew up with my family. And she gave me a note, not some money, but was only 1 note. Let's say it was like 100 rand today. And she gave that note and said, "Go to the supermarket and look for Junior." Junior was the owner of the supermarket and also a family friend. So go to the supermarket, look for him, give him this money. He's going to give you something, bring back to me. And I went, I didn't want to go because I was watching TV, I was watching cartoons. But I took the money and I went for my mother, as she told me to do. And I went straight to the offices of the supermarket. He came, he said, "Yeah, your mother told me you would come." He took the money. It's important to just let you know, at that time, we didn't have debit cards, credit cards, or ATMs, nothing like that. And I gave him the 100 rand. He went inside the office. He came back, and he gave me the same note, 100 rand, and told me, "You can go now." So now, where's the merchandise? Where are the goods that you're going to give to me for the 100 rand? So no, take this to your mother. I told him, my mother's going to be cross with me because she think I did not come. Because I took this 100 rand, I'm going to go to this 100 rand again. So go. I was small, he was big, tall. Okay. I went there, when I reached home, I would start to give my mother excuse. I'm sorry, he didn't have the merchandise, he gave me the same money. So no, it's fine like that, give the money to me. And she took the money. Next month, same thing. She asked me to go to the supermarket again. I go with the 100 rand, I give to Junior, he gives me 100 rand, now I'm crossed. I want to go back to this 100 rand, they make me a fool. I go, "Mom, here is the note." So it's right. No, it's not right. So now go. I went back. Next month again. Then she comes with 100 rand. So now I'm not going to the supermarket. So go to the supermarket. I'm not going. I'm watching TV. I'm busy. 11 years old. I'm busy. But why you don't want to go for me? So then you make me go, I go, I give 100 rand, they give me the same note, I come back, I'm wasting my time. So no, go, please my son, go. So no, I'm not going. Go, I'm going to prove to you it's not the same thing. So this is the same thing, mommy. So it's not. I said, it is. I said, go. I went cross. I was very cross. I went, I came back. Small technical pause. I went back. Come back with the same 100 rand. I said, "Here, mommy, same 100 back again." Yeah, I told you it was the same. You're making a fool of me. So no, my son, it's not the same. Come here, sit. So we sat by the table. She said, "Can you see that this note is very new? It's very brand new." I said, "Yeah, it's brand new." "And the one that you took to the supermarket, was it brand new?" I said, "No, it was not brand new." I said, "Yes, that's the reason why." I asked Junior the whole month. He keeps on looking for 100 rand notes for me. And the most beautiful one that he finds, he puts it aside. And then I go there, I take, you go there, you give him an old note, he gives you a new note. I said, "Mama, are you collecting notes now? Are you collecting money?" He said, "No, I'm not collecting money. This is for me to give my donation to Mishu Sama." you know, my son, I want to give more to Meixo Sama, but I don't have how. I only have 100 rand. And if I cannot give more, I can at least give the most beautiful one to him as a sign of my gratitude to him. And maybe that will make that 100 rand more valuable than it really is. And through that, I saw that not only she was doing the best for Meixo Sama, but she was also making someone that is not a member dedicate for Meixo Sama as well. I know that nowadays we just go to the ATM, maybe draw some cash, and this is how we do. But if we try to put a little bit more of love, of gratitude in everything that we do, even more on this preparation for the services that we're going to have, or when we are we are filling our forms of ancestors, to pray for them. If we don't do it, anyhow, 5 minutes before the service, but we do that with love. I put the name of my father in the form, and I think of my father. I think of his smile. I think of how he used to talk to me, and I say how much I want to pray for my father. And then I put his name. If I do it like that, I'm sure, positive, that the intensity of the light that's going to reach my father or any relative of mine that is in the spiritual realm is going to be more intense, is going to be brighter, is going to be more powerful. So with this feeling in our hearts, that I want to ask you and all of us to prepare ourselves for this one of the most important services that we have in our church. That's going to be the annual Ancestors Service. Once again, it's this coming Thursday, Heritage Day, 10 a.m. at our Pretoria headquarters. Thank you very much. May God and Meixo Sama bless us all. Thank you.
Hereby, we end the prayer in conjunction with the headquarters of the World Messianic Church of the 22nd of September of 2020.